Hello students, in this problem we have a mass of capital M and two blocks of masses small m which are connected by the string which passes over the pulley, and the pulley is attached to the mass of capital M. So that is the question. A block with mass capital M lies on a slippery surface. On the top there is another block with mass small m which in turn is attached to an identical block by a string. The string has been pulled across a pulley which is situated at the corner of this big block, and the second block, small block, is hanging vertically. Initially the entire system is held at rest, and then we have to find the acceleration of the big block, and that is immediately after the acceleration, immediately after the system is released. You may neglect the friction force as well as the masses of a string and the pulley. So that is the question 4. That means we have to neglect every friction force. We have to consider the pulley to be ideal, string to be ideal, and in that condition we have to find the acceleration of the big block, which is capital M, immediately after the system is released from rest. So for this question, the solution will be something like this. If I select the frame of reference, if I look for the free body diagram of bigger block. So if I look for the free body diagram of this bigger block, what are the forces on that bigger block? That will be shown here now. Notice that bigger block is attached with the pulley also. There is a pulley which is attached to this bigger block at this point. So the forces which are acting on this mass capital M, they are the force of gravity, which is in the vertically downward direction, normal reaction force from the floor in the upward direction, the tension force on the string which is attached to this pulley, and another tension force on the left side direction through the pulley. These are the forces. Other forces will be a normal reaction force coming from the top block. There will be a normal reaction force coming from the top block. These are the forces. So the normal reaction force N coming from this top block, force of gravity capital Mg in the downward direction, normal reaction force coming from the floor and floor, and this tension force capital T and capital T. If I show this diagram in the actual picture, then the tension force at this point to the left side is considered to be on capital M. The tension force in the downward direction, which is considered on capital M, its weight mg is considered in the downward direction. Normal reaction force from the floor is considered, and the normal reaction force from the top block is also considered. So these are the forces which we have considered on this mass capital M. Right. These are the forces. Under these forces, okay, you may think that there will be one more normal force between this capital M block and this hanging block. You may think there is a normal force between this mass M and this mass capital M. But remember, there cannot be any normal reaction force. And the reason why there cannot be a normal reaction force between these two blocks will be, if I consider a normal reaction force on this mass, then it will be on the right side direction. And if I consider the normal reaction force on this capital M mass, then it will be on the left side direction. Why this normal will be 0? There is a reasoning behind that. Let us denote this normal by N dash force. Let us denote this normal by N dash force. Okay. So if N dash is the normal reaction force between the mass capital M and this hanging block small m, whose direction on small m mass is to the right side, and the normal reaction force N dash on the capital M mass is to the left side. If I consider this mass small m, which is the hanging mass, the only horizontal force on this mass small m is this N dash to the right side. So according to the Newton's law, if this mass m has a only horizontal force N dash towards the right side, then it must be accelerated towards the right side. This mass m small m must be accelerated towards the right side. And what about capital M? This capital M has horizontal forces towards the left side only. This tension force on the pulley is to the left side. This normal N dash is also to the left side. There is no force which is acting in the horizontal direction and towards right side on this mass capital M. All the horizontal forces on this mass M are to the left side direction. and all the horizontal forces on this hanging mass are to the right side direction. So according to Newton law, this little mass which is hanging will be accelerated towards right due to the force N dash, and this capital M mass will be accelerated towards left because all the forces on it are towards the left side. So if capital M is accelerating towards left and small m is accelerating towards right, they can never be in contact with each other. They cannot be in contact because one block is moving to the left side, other is moving to the right side. So these two blocks will be immediately separated. These two blocks will be immediately separated, and because of that reason, this N dash force has to be 0. Just after the release, this N dash will become 0. And for this reason, we have not considered the N dash force in the free body diagram drawn for capital M. So this is the free body diagram of capital M where all the forces are correctly represented. And under these forces, this capital M mass will obviously accelerate towards the left side. Let us call this acceleration as A1. Applying Newton law equations, I can write down that the horizontal force on this mass capital M, the horizontal force on this mass capital M is just this capital T. All other forces are the vertical forces, and there is no motion of capital M in the vertical direction. Motion of capital M is in the horizontal direction, and the only horizontal force on this mass capital M is the tension force. So you can write down that tension force will be mass M multiplied by A. That is the first equation. Remember, there is no contact left between these two masses. There is no contact left. So the contact will break just after the system is released. And when this contact breaks, small m will be now. This small m, let us denote this mark 1 and mark 2. So for block number 2, if I consider the block number 2, then the forces on this block will be force of gravity. The forces on this block will be now only the force of gravity in the downward direction and a tension force in the upward direction. Only these two forces will be present on this mass number 2 in reference frame which is attached to the ground. So in a reference frame attached to the ground, this mass small m will have a force mg in the downward direction and also a tension force T in the upward direction. Remember, we are considering frame of reference as our ground frame of reference. So with respect to ground, we are considering each and every motion with respect to the ground. That is our frame of reference. So with respect to the ground, only real forces will be considered on this block number 2, and those real forces are its gravity force mg and the tension force T in the upward direction, under which if it is accelerating downward with acceleration of a2, then you can write down this acceleration a2 as small mg minus T equal to ma2. That is the second equation. And now block number 1. So for block number 1, notice we are drawing the free body diagram in the ground frame only. We are considering block 1 from the ground frame. And from the ground frame, the forces which are present on this block number 1 will be again the gravity force mg in the downward direction, a tension force towards the right side direction, and a normal reaction force on this mass m in the upward direction. These are the forces. So tension force towards the right side direction, mg force in the downward direction, and a normal reaction force in the upward direction. Just for clarity, this normal reaction force which is acting on capital M mass in the downward direction, and this normal reaction force which is acting on the small m mass which is numbered at 1, these are equal in magnitude as they form action and reaction pair. So there is a normal reaction force between these two blocks, capital M and small m. These two will exert normal reaction force on each other. Along with, apart from that normal force, there is a tension force on the mass small m towards the right side, a tension force towards the right side, and that tension force which is acting on this mass in the right side direction will accelerate it towards the right side when we observe it in the reference frame of ground. And in that reference frame which is fixed to the ground, this mass 1 can be accelerated as its acceleration can be assumed to be a1, and for that a1 you can write down the equation T equal to small m a1. I repeat, all my equations are in the reference frame which is attached to the ground, and therefore I have not considered any kind of pseudo force as required. The pseudo force is required when we consider the non-inertial frame, and we are considering each and every motion of all the three blocks is being observed in the inertial frame, that is the frame which is attached to the ground. So only real forces are considered on the blocks, and according to those real forces, we have considered their accelerations as a1, a2, and that small a, right? I will denote it just a. Now the important point. Now the important point is that, but the key point of this question is the most important point. If I denote this point of string as point number a, then and point b as the point which is on the pulley, and this point c which is attached to the block. So we have a string like this. We have a string having horizontal segment and having vertical segment. This point of string is denoted by a, this point of string is denoted by b, and this vertical point is denoted by c. Point a is attached to the mass small m. This point a fixed to the block 1, and therefore this point, since it is fixed to the block 1, therefore this point a must have acceleration similar to the block a, block number 1. So the acceleration of this point will be same as the acceleration of this mass small m, which is marked as 1, and its acceleration is a1 now. What about point c? So this point c is fixed to the mass which is numbered as 2, fixed to the object number 2. So the acceleration at this point, which is the point c, will be in the downward direction, which is equals to a2. And what about this point b now? This point b is present over the pulley, and the pulley is attached to the mass capital M. So this point is fixed to mass capital M, and therefore acceleration of this point will be same as the acceleration of mass capital M, that is a towards left side. Now this horizontal portion of string, the end a and end b of this horizontal portion of string, they are approaching towards each other. End a is end a and end b, they are approaching towards each other with accelerations a1 and small a. So the relative acceleration between these 2 points a and b, the relative acceleration between these 2 points a and b is a1 plus a, right? The relative acceleration between the point a and point b is a1 plus a. In the other way, you can say that if I watch this problem with respect to the pulley frame, so here is this pulley. If I consider my observer on this pulley, then I find that point number a is approaching towards this pulley. The point number a approach towards this pulley with the relative acceleration of a1 plus a. And with respect to this frame, this hanging portion of string, which is attached to the block number c, is going downward with acceleration a2. Since the string is inextensible, any decrease in the horizontal portion of string, any decrease in this horizontal portion of string must be the increase in this vertical portion of string. Since the total length of string is constant, so the horizontal portion of string is reducing in length, and therefore the vertical portion of string must be increasing in length by the same amount. This a1 plus a is the acceleration of object a in the frame of this pulley. Remember, this pulley is moving to the left side with acceleration same as the block a. So relative to this pulley, the point number a is coming towards the pulley with acceleration of a1 plus a, and relative to that pulley, the block c, the block which is attached at point c, is going downward with acceleration a2. And since length of string has to remain constant, the rate at which this horizontal portion of string is decreasing should be same as the rate at which this vertical portion of string is increasing. And for that reason, there is a constraint relation which is a1 plus a must be equal to a2. That is the constraint relation for this particular question. This is my equation number 4. So these are 4 equations to solve this question. And you can simply replace all the accelerations from the equation 1, 2, 3 in this question, and then you will be able to find the value of tension force. Okay, that means if I substitute the values of A, I substitute the value of A2, and then I substitute the value of A1 in the equation number 4, then I get as A1 will be substituted by T over small m, plus small a will be substituted by T over capital M, and then A2 will be substituted by mg minus T divided by small m. Now you solve the value of T, and once you solve this value of T, then using the first equation you can find out small a. So first I have to solve this value of T, and when I solve this value of T, then after I can find the acceleration small a, and the value of T is coming as small m capital M g over 2 times of capital M plus small m. If I substitute this value of T, if I substitute this value of T in equation 1, then I get acceleration, and the acceleration of that bigger mass is T divided by capital M, that is small mg divided by 2 times of capital M plus small m, and that is the answer for this particular question. Right. The most important part during the working of this question is that we have to use the ground reference frame of reference attached to the ground, and we have to consider motion of all the 3 objects in that ground frame, and then we have to apply this concept of constraint equation, which says that relative to this pulley which is moving, relative to this pulley, the acceleration with which this mass small m approaches towards the pulley and the acceleration with which this hanging mass separates from the pulley, those two accelerations has to be equal in magnitude. Otherwise, the constraint of constant length of string will not be followed, right? So using constraint equation and Newton law equations in the ground frame of reference, we can solve this question. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.